You might have seen these ads doing the rounds at the moment for something called internetorg. It is Facebook's plan to bring the internet to the masses, millions of people around the world who don't have internet connections, which sounds adorable. Except it's got digital rights activists up in arms. But why? Well, to answer that, please allow me to introduce our panel this week. He is the editor of Gizmodo Australia, Luke Hopewell. Welcome back.
Hello there.
And Ray Johnson is from Lifehacker, Kotaku, and a bunch of other places. Welcome to download this show.
Thank you for having me.
All right, so first, let's work out exactly what is internet.org.
You hit the nail on the head, which is it's very utopian at the outset. It's Mark Zuckerberg standing on a stage and saying, you get some internet and you get free internet and you get all the internet. But that's
the least charismatic man in the world.
In a hoodie.
From his hoodie and flip-flops.
Yeah.
The problem with it is that it's Facebook net. It's not the internet.
Right.
Basically what internet.org does is it goes to developing nations which don't have huge internet access and says to them, you can get through this provider free access to the internet. Good for you. Go get some internet. See what you can make with it, you crazy kids. The problem is that the only internet websites that they can get access to are the ones that Facebook has said okay to. It's also redefining net neutrality. Basically, net neutrality says that everything should be treated free and open on the internet, that no traffic should be prioritized over others. And internet.org sort of says that, well, that's your definition of net neutrality. Here's ours, which is nobody should tamper with the stuff that we say that you should be looking at. So all these internet privacy activists have basically come up and said, it's got a misleading name, it does misleading things, and you've sold it wrong. This is giving people a walled garden approach to the internet, which is not okay.
What's their rationale for why they're only limiting it to those sites? Is it just, we can only do so much bandwidth? Is that the argument they're going with?
That's pretty much it. I mean, you can't solve the internet in a day. You can't go and say the whole internet's free because it would cost them literally all of their money. Like fixing the internet's a big deal, and good on them for giving it a go, but this is probably the wrong road to walk down to try and fix it.
Look, from a very cynical perspective, this is
the perspective we always come from.
When you look at it, it's hard not to see this as Facebook going, we've got so many users now. Why aren't we extending our reach even further? Wait, there's people out there that don't have internet, you guys. It's like a rich kid just like throwing little crumbs into a poor neighborhood and going, you should be really happy about this. Now use our service. And the sites that they're signing up for, they're free for like a trial period. And then it's going to go into, if you download anything, you're being charged data.
The other, I guess, side of this is, I think in the last couple of years, there's been lots of different programs to bring internet to places where it is not necessarily set up and the infrastructure isn't there for it. Is there a really good plan that we should be backing? Like, is there, because I see we've got all these sort of piecemeal versions of it. Is there something that you've seen out there in terms of bringing the internet to inaccessible parts of the world that you're like, that's the one, that's the winner?
Google Loon, the one with the balloons that we talked about, is a really great idea. It's very interesting in how it's going to work. I'm not entirely sure how they're going to get internet to the masses, down below. But I certainly think that by fixing the actual physical infrastructure before you go to the soft layer of the internet and say, well, you can have all these websites for free. It's like giving someone, that's like giving someone like a car with no engine in it. If they don't have pipes that are fixed that actually work and have access to the internet, then that's a problem.
It's like having a fridge full of condiments and nothing to eat.
Actually, I know university students that live off that, so I think that's probably fine.
The other interesting thing is how device manufacturers are going to the developing world to try and fix that hardware infrastructure as well. Simply because, we've got, in the Western world, we're all about, iOS and Android. But if you go and have a look at smaller operating systems like Ubuntu OS, Firefox OS that are being distributed in places like India on $35 phones, this is something that really is going to bring the internet to the developing world. I think I read a story a couple of years ago in somewhere in Africa that they were doing internet banking and micropayments using SMS because they had proper cellular networks and had cellular networks for ages, but they still all had Nokia 3315s. So they figured out a way to pair everything back so that you can do it.
And they will have them forever.
Yeah, so that you can do it in 160 characters.
Because they last. Those damn phones, they last.
To quote To quote scientist and real scientist Dr. Ian Malcolm, life finds a way.
Oh, wow.
There's not enough Jurassic Park references in this show. There is lots more to this discussion and lots more to the audio edition of Download This Show. If you go to the RN website now, we have a discussion about people hacking into planes mid-air. It is terrifying. It's right now on the RN website, or possibly in a link down below if Roy, our video producer, has put one there. God, I hope he has. Very big thank you to our panel this week. I was going to say, call you Luke Hopewell. You're not Luke Hopewell. You're Luke Hopewell.
I'm Luke Hopewell.
It is.
And Ray Johnson, thanks again for coming back. Don't forget, you can subscribe to the YouTube channel if you happen to be watching this on YouTube. There'll be a button somewhere. If you're watching this on iView, this particular part of this throw is redundant. But thank you for watching nonetheless. Bye.